Oh, a chick grabbed my butt once. Oh. She was keen. I didn't like it. I felt my space was violated. And she was also drunk. I don't know if that still doesn't excuse the behavior. My butt was just prime for grabbing. Yeah. And she...
Go on.
And she literally just grabbed it. And I thought, that's a bit weird.
You can speak up, Karthik.
This is a safe space, right?
Yes.
See, why can't you make me feel like that whenever I'm with you?
Don't be oppressed. You can speak up.
He's only saying that because you're here.
Hey guys, welcome to the Cameraman Show. My name is Manu.
And I'm Karthik.
And today's podcast, we have a special guest with us.
It is our very first guest.
We haven't had anyone before.
Special.
I feel very nervous and excited at the same time.
Yeah.
We've never interviewed anyone before.
Yeah.
And
so this might go like south real
really
quick.
Shit,
yeah.
Or it might go really well, you know.
Yeah, I'm anticipating hopefully the latter, not the former.
Yes.
So yeah.
Aren't we all?
But we have Heleny from Gather Stitch. She's a hair and makeup artist.
And a designer.
And someone we've had the privilege of working with for the last, how many?
I think I met you first time when I did your 5-year anniversary video for you, remember?
Yes,
Yeah, back in the day.
I knew of you before.
A little bit
you were
before
doing,
that,
like,
yeah,
Sam's 21st and all
Oh,
that
yeah,
stuff.
baby.
Oh, OG.
Yeah, OG.
Oh, damn, when you started.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Back in the day,
Fantastic.
I don't know when I met you, Karthik.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
There was
I'm
no-
not special.
Yeah, no.
It's not very memorable.
No.
No,
Yeah.
it's just like, was there.
Moving on. So we've got a lot that we sort of prepared to ask you, but before we get into that, why don't we just take the first 5 minutes just to understand who you are?
Yes.
How did you get into this line of work? Talk about the business. Just start. So give us your little spiel. Who are you?
Okay, me. I'm Heleny.
Hi, Heleny.
Thank you. Hi, Miss Heleny. Yeah, and I started Gather Stitch when I was 22. I'm almost 37 now.
Solid.
So it's been like 14, is that 14, 15 years-ish.
Sure.
And it started first out as Gather Stitch Couture. And then about a year later, we started Gather Stitch Beauty.
Okay.
So I definitely see them as two different businesses because they do very different things. And yeah, here we are now. That's like a very quick sped up
A little,
version.
yeah. One thing that I've always been curious to ask you, and I don't think we've ever spoken about this.
Okay.
How did the name form?
Oh, good question. When I did a design degree for uni, so I did visual communication, which is graphic design, film, media, everything. There was a subject on typography, and we had to design our own fonts, and you had to take a passion of yours to design the font.
Interesting.
And my passion was sewing because I was doing a design degree.
Interesting.
And then I designed a font called Gather Stitch.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
And when it came to thinking of what to call Gather Stitch, I already had a font set up. I had the name.
Fantastic.
everything
So
ready to go.
you accidentally kind of created
it
the
all
name.
just-
Before we move on, I want to ask you, what were you doing at 22, bro?
Might
Yeah, what were you doing? So we're sitting with someone who started a business at 22.
I was playing video games. Like I was probably
How do
fucking
you
around.
even know how to start a business at 22?
Yeah,
Like,
what skills do
You
you
don't.
possess at a 22-year-old like age to then
Yeah,
like?
how did you-
What made you go, Mummy, Daddy, I gonna do this now? Like, did you know you were gonna do this when you were like a lot younger? Like, it was.
I always had this thing I was going to start my own business. So ever since I was in high school, uni, whatever, I was always going to be, I'm going to start my own business. I just didn't know what it was. So I actually did photography.
Yeah, I remember.
What?
I remember. Yeah.
What? How am I just knowing about this now?
I majored in film and photography.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm one of the crew. You can hire
Holy
me.
shit.
She used to like second shoot back in the day as well.
Bro, all of a
Yeah.
sudden
And then
I'm now
I
feeling
w-
threatened.
I worked for a wedding photographer who was very popular at the time.
What
like
the
he was one of
hell?
the big names.
Holy
We
shit.
can say the name.
know
We
him?
can say the name.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Alan Khan.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Alan Khan.
Yeah.
The Alan Khan.
Shout
So
out.
when I
Second
was
shoot
a-
for Alan Khan. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
so
the fuck?
did-
How do I not know
I
this?
did mostly graphic design, like designing the albums.
Yeah.
So
Whoa.
I did that whilst I was in uni, and
Fuck,
then
that's bad.
about a year or so later.
Yeah.
And then I was very like I'm an ambitious person, I think.
That's why she stopped photography.
Yeah, I was like,
She's like, this is a bit of shit. Like, why the fuck am I doing this?
It's a lot of effort for no return. And then I just actually I saw a building in rural Sri Lanka that needed funding, like a school building, and I thought, let's do a fashion show to raise money for it, and then started Gather Stitch. So that's how it happened. But I grew up doing a lot of stuff for the community and running a lot of events, so it was very normal for me to think, okay, I can just do this.
The team's now expanded. So it started with yourself,
Yeah.
right? So you were the sole owner of Gather Stitch.
Still am.
Still am. But how did you find the other the other members of the business? I'm sure there's
how many members? How many people
are there?
in the
Okay, so
business
Gather
now?
Stitch Couture is just me.
Okay.
And then I've got my suppliers
Fantastic.
in
Yeah.
different places.
Yep.
And then for Gather Stitch Beauty, I've got Sam, Neddy, and Sumudu. So Sam and Neddy are full time.
Okay.
You guys have met them many
Yep.
times.
Yep.
Sumudu is rare. You know, she's like the rare unicorn that comes here and
I've
there.
been-
we need
Never.
help.
I've
Yeah.
never.
I think I've worked with her here and there.
Yeah. So
Wow.
she works mostly with me.
Yeah.
And then, so they were all headhunted, and none of them were doing hair and makeup. So Sam, I knew through dancing when we were kids. And I remember very specifically going up to her at one of the dance concerts and saying, "Whoa, you're really good at makeup." And she's like, "Oh, well, yeah, thanks."
Shout
and
out.
she just looks the other way. Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool, thanks for
Yeah,
the story.
yeah,
She doesn't
yeah,
remember this.
yeah,
She'll tell you
yeah.
it never happened. But yeah, that was, and then I asked her to come actually help do hair. Because
Okay.
I had another friend doing makeup at the time, and then we fast learned she shouldn't touch her hair. And makeup was
Shots fired.
she knows this is
Yeah, I'd be
public
like,
knowledge.
don't
We
fucking
say
do
this
hair
to all the
anymore.
clients.
Yeah.
So she's obviously fantastic with makeup. And then Neddy as well, I headhunted because I needed a hairstylist at the time. And
Fantastic.
I was like, Neddy, you do hair really well.
Yeah.
And she was looking for that kind of part-time role at that time, but now they're both full-time.
And is Neddy someone who shouldn't touch makeup? Or
No, she's great at makeup.
is that like the other way around?
I think no, I just tease Sam a lot. But no, I think both of them are very talented in their
Sweet.
areas.
Okay.
Because every time I've rocked up to do bride prep, it's usually Neddy's doing like hair,
Yeah,
right?
Neddy's
And then
always doing-
Sam's doing makeup
Yeah.
usually. Or if you're there, then you're
Yeah,
doing.
I'll do one or the other, depending on
Yeah.
who I'm with. Yeah.
And when it comes to say like draping, that's more your
Yeah, me
department
and
forte.
Neddy will do draping.
Yeah, okay.
Or Neddy and I.
Interesting. Okay, so that's kind of like your.
So that's how you got into
That's-
it.
yeah,
But
your
I want to know,
background.
how did you learn like makeup?
Yeah, so all of it is self-taught. We're all self-taught, and then we did courses with our favorite makeup artists and our favorite hair people
okay.
to just retouch and be like, okay, this is what the industry is doing. But other than that, it's very
YouTube,
self-taught.
how to apply makeup.
Well, even YouTube wasn't that big when we started. Like we started in 2010,
Yeah, right.
and like brown skin makeup wasn't a thing. So there was like one makeup brand, MAC. Everyone had MAC foundation, and everyone got sold NC45 because
Whatever the fuck that is.
it's a shade of color,
Yeah.
which is a little bit darker than me. But obviously, brown comes in many colors. Hence, look at you guys in your, So
NC45.
NC, you guys are not NC45.
What's mine of?
I don't know.
NC
I don't
9.
even go-
9,000.
There's no such thing. Nobody buy that.
There's a shade called.
Wait,
just
how does it
mine.
work? So if it's the lower the number,
The lower, in that particular line, the lower the number, the lighter you got.
I'm definitely NC 9,000. 100%.
NC.
I don't think you have you looked in a mirror.
Yeah, I'm pretty dark, right?
I mean,
No, I'm more tan than you. Oh my god.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Maybe
I think it's also the exposure right
so
now.
what am I like an NC?
I'm so glad you guys do photography and not
Yeah,
hair and
yeah,
makeup,
yeah.
If we're gonna stick
This is
to
like
this
us
field.
talking about like a flash, like something specific about a flash. And
Yes.
Yeah.
She's got like no
Yeah.
idea.
Just
what-
no
Oh
idea,
my
no
gosh.
idea. Yeah. I just learned.
So,
something
so you
today.
learned.
That's
All right,
awesome.
so back to the point.
Yeah.
You learned from your like a makeup artist at the time, or
well, we were all self-taught, so
Yeah.
we were doing it like for each other and for friends and stuff, and then it just kind of like rolled into the other.
So
and then we
Manav and I realized that we both had one of our starts within the 21st industry. Was it very similar to yourself? Like, was there a lot of experimentation within the 21st scene?
Yes, formals.
Formals.
Formals
Shit,
and 21st.
yeah, dope.
Yeah,
You taught
because
formals and stuff,
because my sister, like around that, they were all like, kind of like young, and then you just kind of like meshed into one.
Yeah, gotcha.
But yeah, I reckon that younger demographic, and it's nice. Like now we're doing weddings of those girls that we had.
Oh, that's
with
mad.
formals
That's mad. You sort of
or-
taken through like that timeline where
Yeah.
you capture, or you're sort of part of their milestone events. That's
Yes.
really interesting.
Yeah, it's
That's really
nice.
interesting.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, you did our formal like 10 years ago.
You're like, I really don't remember, but okay.
yeah, it's weird.
Some
like,
people we remember,
Yeah.
but it's hard.
yeah, like I'm bumping into couples now that I did their 21st back in the day. Yeah, it's happening quite a lot. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
Just
So
shows how old you are,
yeah.
really.
speak for yourselves, guys.
How old are
I'm 23. I know what you're talking about.
I look 23.
Okay, you know what? You'd be proud of me. You know what I got mine onto?
What?
Retinol. Yeah, bruh. Let's freaking go. Let's go. Does he use it?
I think I used it like twice.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
But I got onto the
You
retinol.
have great skin.
Yeah, so he wanted to fuck up my skin. Basically.
I wanted to preserve your skin. I wanted to preserve your skin.
Our rule is always if it's good.
Yeah, don't touch it. Yeah, exactly.
What do you
bro.
mean?
Exactly.
Bro, when you're 50, old, wrinkly, and grey, and you look like shit, then you come and talk to me,
I'll
alright?
still look like this at 50. I'm 50 right now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
In fact, I'm not 23.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
50.
50.
Just age.
Fuck, you guys are weird. Anyways, I use retinol.
Okay.
So I use retinol and some vitamin C serum that my mum got me on.
And it hasn't done shit all.
Fuck you, alright? I thought I look
We
okay.
won't see the results now, man.
Oh, okay.
It'll be later.
What do you use? You use some vitamin C shit?
No, I use like a
NC70.
That's a foundation.
Sorry. It just sounded sick to say. I just wanted to say it. Sorry, what do you use?
My skincare routine.
Is it a
is
6-step
secret,
process?
Actually,
Is it a 6-7-step process?
No.
Oh.
I don't. I'm really like lightweight. Like I'm just like so basic. So
Olay.
How do you know all this shit, bro?
I used to use it as a high school student.
Olay. Mum.
So you've been doing this since you were like in high school?
Moisturizing my face like a fucking normal person?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, is that a moisturizer? Oh, okay. I thought it was some retinol bullshit. I don't know.
Olay.
It's
It's
actually don't.
It clearly tells you how much
but
I know
it's
about
a very
this shit.
like older woman brand that they love.
Well, mum got me on Twist. That makes sense.
Anyway, let's go back to the topic.
Moral of the story: I moisturize. You don't.
I do.
I've never seen you once moisturize.
I'm not gonna do it in front of you. Why the fuck would I be like, hey, Karthik, come over, I'm gonna moisturize myself. Like, how weird is that shit?
No,
because
moisturize together.
Well, I've got the fucking SPF 50 in my car.
Yeah, Sam, I do too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You got that shit in your car too?
No, see, don't tell Sam.
I mean, she'll know.
I'm gonna post this one just for Sam.
Don't tell Sam.
Sam, you're gonna find
bothers
out.
me every day about wearing sunscreen, and so does Nettie. I'm glad that you guys do it.
So as in you don't use it?
No, I don't.
Bro, like that's like the bare minimum, is it not?
That's what I'm saying. I'm really simple. I use like a face serum oil and then.
But you got.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I only started using like sunscreen like maybe like 2 years ago.
Bro, what is wrong with you?
Never
Don't
used
do
it.
that, guys. Use it from the start.
50.
used it.
SPF 50.
Yeah.
I always thought like Indians don't get sunburn.
I mean,
That's a misconception.
it's a different.
But it is true though that the
We have
like the
different
darker
type
your
of
skin color, like
Yeah.
the less likely you are to get
we
sunburn,
have more
right?
melanin, but it doesn't mean like, especially the Australian sun is not good.
Oh, right. Well, I've been in Indian sun, don't worry.
So what? So then
Australian sun's nothing
so
in
you
front
can
of-
withstand fucking Australian sun? I'm pretty sure the sun's fucking universal, bruh. It don't work that way.
No, bro. In India, it's different, bro.
It does. I think it does. Maybe not in India. The dust.
Yeah.
The dust, like
Because all the pollution gets mixed into the
yeah,
sun
like
as well.
it dilutes it
That's
before it hits your
Yeah,
skin.
it hits different.
Let's continue on to the podcast.
Yeah. This is going a bit off the rails,
but
right
no,
now.
it's good. I
Yeah,
like
cool.
SPF shit. It's
Yeah.
good. All right, I want to dive a little bit further here. We're going to start to segue into a bit of the specifics here. So Manav and I sort of collated a few questions.
I'm so scared.
You should be. But it's okay. It's a safe space.
Okay.
And basically the first thing that we want to sort of know, and this is more applicable to brides because we think brides sometimes listen to this podcast. No, that is true. They do. We released a segment about what to look out for your reception. Some brides have given us feedback on that.
All 10 of you, yep.
Shout out to all 10 brides who
Well,
listened.
we had a bride the other day who listened to you.
Oh, fair enough.
Who was a- who was-
I got a story before we move on, right? I shot a pre-wedding like a couple of days ago.
Okay.
Shout out if you're listening. And she rocks up. She's like, "Oh, I had a makeup done with Heleny, right?" And she told me not to do anything weird because you'll put me on your podcast.
That sounds about
I
right.
don't know if that was me or
about
Sam, but the
That sounds
conversation
about
was
right.
had.
Yeah.
The weirder you are, the higher likelihood.
She wasn't weird.
Oh,
There
so she was okay.
Yeah, very,
was
very,
great.
very
She's
good.
lovely.
Yeah, she's
Fantastic.
lovely.
Shout out to you. Thank you for not being weird.
Anyways.
Okay, so
Sorry you had them, guys. Sorry.
No,
you
I
booked
fuck up.
them.
People love this shit. People
Yeah.
love. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope so.
All 10 of you. Anyways.
I hope they like me.
Please like me. All right, I want to know because we have a small growing segment of our clientele being potential brides or brides who listen to us because they want to know a little. I said growing. What I want to know is what are the things that a bride would ideally need to know before coming to you? Just generically.
For hair and makeup?
Yeah.
Okay.
So imagine I'm getting married. I'm a bride.
Wow.
I'm getting married.
You don't look like a bride.
I'm a bride. I'm getting married in like a year from now.
Yep.
Right? And what do I do? What's the process?
The first step would be probably to have an idea of what date or month you're booking in.
It usually helps.
Yeah, that usually helps. And then you'd fill out our online inquiry form. This is very Gather and Stitch specific. Our process is to fill out the online inquiry form first, and then that will ask you details like how many people you're having, what's the date of your wedding, where are you getting ready, and all that. It's very thorough, and then it allows us to give you a quote. But before that, when you're generally choosing a hair and makeup artist, I reckon you need to choose someone that is going to vibe with like the look that you like on yourself. So if you like a more natural look, then go for a company that provides that kind of look for you. If you like a more glamorous, like more done up look, then go for a company that provides that service for you, because you need to be happy with yourself on the wedding day, obviously. And we're the first point of contact for them. So you know, you go in, you've got to get along great with them. You've got to vibe well.
It's all about the vibes and energies.
All about the vibes.
I told you, like energies, people, bro.
Yes.
You got to get no. You do this all the time. I say this shit, you look away, but it's true. It exists.
I'm on Karthik's side.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bro. It legit happens.
Okay.
Energies. You're radiating some negativity right now.
Yeah,
I don't appreciate it.
Coming across even as far as me.
This is why you're sitting over there.
Yeah.
Happy for you.
Yeah, to protect Heleny because energy is a bit off. Continue.
Yeah, this is why you're wearing white.
You don't get it. You just don't get it.
So I think the best thing is to know the energies of the hair and makeup person you're booking, and then go with someone you vibe well with, get along with, because they're going to be your first point of contact and set the mood for the day. We also deal with like very high emotional stress in the morning of
course.
So
100%.
I think like you need to be comfortable and be with people that can manage through that as well. And then, that's what I would do before booking. And then also talk to a lot of other people, like who have your friends used, have they been happy with them? Because reviews and like recommendations like hold so much value. Of course, it's hard to see from a picture, because we get shown pictures and we're like, that's clearly airbrush, that's clearly
some shit's going on there. Yeah.
Whereas if you talk to people, they can at least tell you the experience of how they, what they
and roughly how long before do you reckon a bride should be booking you? Like how long like typically do you get booked out, and like what's the recommendation?
It doesn't matter. Like we've had brides like come to us like 2 weeks to go for their wedding.
Oh,
like last minute someone's back.
That's pretty risky.
That's pretty risky.
That's very risky, but if we're free, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And likewise, like you could be inquiring a year and a half in advance, but we might be booked out.
Yeah.
But what's the recommended, like how?
recommended.
I think like in general 1 year you're safe.
Yeah.
But honestly, you can always try your luck.
I love what you said about you need to understand whether the fit is there first. And this is something that Manav and I have shared on the podcast before, where it's very known that photographers, videographers have their own style of editing, right? Yeah. And I think it's very evident that, there are photographers who have maybe the whole like lightly aired, light sort of context of photos, and there are photographers who have like the dark and moody concepts. There are photographers that come from different backgrounds, like editorial or fashion. There are people who've done music videos in the past before. So I would imagine it'd work the same way for hair and makeup. Yeah. Like you would have different styles of hair and makeup, and just because someone is known for one thing, it doesn't mean that they're like easily going to be able to pivot to something else. Maybe that's their speciality, maybe. But I would imagine you'd have clients come to you and be like, "Oh, this is what we really want, and we really want this style of makeup. Can you do this?" And your conversation is going, "Hey, like this is kind of what we do, but we can sort of meet you." Or are you sort of going, "Actually, look, this is way off. You got to get your shit together because this isn't us."
Or do you like do any type like?
I think we are very collaborative with the client, but I think we have our boundaries, which is like changing skin color.
Yeah,
we don't do that.
No.
So if everyone would stay in their true skin color, that would be great. Because and so we've had to explain that to clients.
Have you had a bride
definitely.
who's like, "Hey babe, like we love you, but I just want to be brighter or darker or whatever it is."
So it's usually lighter because of this whole colorism thing.
Big conversation.
But it's and then we've explained, you're actually beautiful, the color that skin you're in. So it's just about communicating that. we've still had a few clients who've still wanted to go lighter, but we don't. We highly
Is that like
recommend.
this is getting a bit like
it's very
off topic, but like is this like a cultural issue you reckon growing up like looked upon like
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Bro, I know like my mum's like, oh, here bet I use Fair and Lovely and shit. Fair and Handsome for men, by the way.
It's so subtle and
Very
it's like
subtle.
ingrained in like I have a sister who's more tan than me, but like people would call her darker and in a negative way, but it's not.
Yeah, like even for myself, like people be like, oh, make sure you use sunscreen at the beach, like don't get dark. I'm like, oh, what happens if I do? Is that a problem?
Yeah, exactly. Don't play outside, you'll get dark, like, you know, that kind of.
Okay. I want to know, because this is something Manav and I are very passionate about.
Manav's like, tell me, what am I passionate about?
No, I know what it's about to say.
He knows exactly what I'm about to say. We have this thing
Oh no.
where we get, I can use the word bad juju vibes, because I'm bad juju vibes. Energies. Bad juju vibes.
Okay.
Basically, I'm trying to say where we vet out red flag clients. Or shit just got
So
real.
we've done a whole podcast episode on this, which hasn't been released yet, right? And this is about like red flag clients, right? How to identify red flag clients, right? So
yeah, it's a juicy one.
I think what he was going on is like, what is like your ideal client? First of all, and secondly, how do you identify red flag clients? And do you say no to like some clients where you like get like a weird vibe from them, whatever it is?
Feel free to drop stories without names.
I need help in my red flag detecting in my personal life.
Oh, okay. that's a separate off-topic conversation.
Let alone the client.
Yeah, nice.
Look, I think, you know, we understand that people have different personalities. People have different stress levels. People have different anxiety levels. So we can tell from email chains
Just written text.
how you're doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck, that's a good one.
And we will talk about it and be like, okay, how can we now communicate this in like a non-emotional way?
ChatGPT.
Yeah, write up non-emotional response to this. So we definitely are aware, but we won't say no to anyone. It's about knowing how to work with them, with their like whatever.
I think that the difference here is like
I definitely say no.
yeah, but you know why that is? Like the difference here is like usually you're going to be dealing with someone on their wedding day. We got to deal with them like 3-4 months after, right?
Yeah.
And ours is a very like with hair and makeup. It's a very short, right? Like so we're there in the morning and then we're gone.
So worst case scenario, if you don't vibe with someone, it's like a one day thing. You just put up with it and then you move on. As well with us, like if we don't vibe with someone,
it's a problem.
Like, you gotta, it's a big problem.
We have to still keep working with them even after their wedding
and everything.
And I think that's the challenge that a lot of photographers, videographers have.
Yeah.
And we've noticed that this could have been somewhat mitigated if we had properly vetted the client, and that comes down to a few things like email chains. What are they asking for?
When you said email chains, give me like an example.
Of
like a really weird,
this
like
safe space.
No.
Safe space.
Tell me something like a weird email you
We know there's been some fucked up shit that you got on your emails, and you looked at it, you'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" But that's safe space.
No, I think like it depends on the time. Like COVID brought out a lot of anxiety-induced people, so it was like. We had a couple of incidents where like I think they were so confused as to why we couldn't work. We were like legally not allowed to work. And then they were like, no, but this makeup artist said they can do it. Why can't you do it? And it's like, well, they shouldn't technically be saying it either. Yeah. And who are you going to tell? And then they took us to fair trading and stuff like that. But there's like,
what's fair trading going to do? Like, they're not going to tell you to do something illegal.
They can't do anything about it. So just stuff like that. And then sometimes with the tone of an email, I wouldn't know specifically, to be honest, but the tone of an email, you can tell that they're very anxious or, you know, they have a lot going on, actually, to be honest.
Have you ever said no to a client? Because it was like, you just like, it got to a point where you were like, I'd rather not take this on.
Energy's off, not matching.
No, I don't think we have.
Fuck, they're so good.
And I mean, ask Sam when she comes on.
I feel like, now we got to get Sam.
Because Sam manages all the hair and makeup stuff. So she does the email, she runs that whole site. And for couture personally, no, I haven't turned anyone down.
Oh, fuck, that's good.
But I've like every client is so different, the process that you manage them.
So what's your ideal client though? Like imagine if you had to like
if you had to manifest someone.
Yeah.
Manifest is a good one.
First of all,
oh my God, Cardi.
Yeah. It's a thing, man. It's a thing. Yeah. Right, just don't. You don't do this shit, but it exists, all right? Calm down. Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, your ideal makeup client and then your ideal couture client.
Yeah. I think both of them would fit in the ideal thing, like same thing, where you kind of know what you want, but then you're also willing to like go with recommendations and professional advice. And then someone who knows that things can change and adapt as you go through the process.
So it's not like a rigid structure.
And also be confident about who you are, because there's only so much we can do. And just like knowing that, I think, you know, when you're happy about yourself, it's a different energy.
That's a different energy, but that's a big conversation, right? Like, be happy with who you are, right? Because makeup does one thing.
Is that like a Photoshop equivalent for us?
Yeah, probably. Basically, this is literally Photoshop, brides telling us, hey, you can like slim shit.
Or like I've had like Photoshop my double chin out of every photo. I'm like, I don't do that. Like,
I fucked up the other day.
Wow.
No. It wasn't that. No. I'm gonna talk to the camera. I can't look at either one of you right now. So basically, I was at an event, and fuck off. I was at an event, and a client said, "Can I look at the photo that you just took?" And she wasn't my direct client. This person wasn't
a friend of a friend.
Yeah, let's go with that. Sure. And it was a group photo. It wasn't even a photo of just this person on their own.
Yep.
And I took the photo, showed them on my camera. She looks at it and she goes, "Oh, you can just, Photoshop me, like make me look skinnier, right?" And I told you this on this podcast before, but I've always buckled at that question. I don't have a genuine answer. Yeah, I don't.
Like, what do you?
I try and be like, no, don't be silly. That's my go-to,
I see
right?
What you mean, like.
And usually read the room. When I say that, that's enough for this conversation. Let's move on to something else to talk about. But this client was legitimately adamant. She was like, no, like you can do that, right? And I said, I don't know if I told you this.
I don't think so.
I said, I don't know if that's how this really works.
Okay.
And she just death stared me. She's like, but it exists, so you can do it. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't do it.
But I don't do it. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
It was really fucking awkward, man.
And then what happened? Like,
I walked off from there and she gave me the dirties for the rest of the day.
Oh.
Yeah. But I think maybe it's in the tone of how I said it. I don't think this is how this really works. It was an accident.
Yeah, that is an interesting one. You need to have some like responses ready to go to compliment it. Like,
well, can you teach me some? Like, what do you say? Like, what's your go-to? Because I think women are really good at that stuff.
I think I would say, I think you should be happy with the way that you look. You look incredible.
See, you say that with endearment. I'm like, you look great. No, stop it.
You gotta really think that they
endearing.
look beautiful, but don't you think people are all like they're also beautiful?
They are.
Yeah, like
I just can't
you are
say
who you are, right? Like at the end of the day,
Yeah, I mean, Mahav is who he is.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm some like fucking runway model or something.
I think you're
I identify as a runway model. Like,
I think you're a runway model.
Rubbing my back.
I'm happy for you, bro. I will always support you.
Either like whatever it is, like be happy with who you are is 100%.
It's a big conversation.
I think that is a whole.
That's not saying. Sorry to interrupt. That's not saying you shouldn't like ever work on improving yourself. That's always like a self improvement. Is always like a ongoing process. But like, for example, like doing Photoshop and that kind of stuff. Like that's not something that we do, right? Like we're there to capture you on your day, how you are,
your most authentic self.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And even with hair and makeup, with the clothes, we're there to capture you and your most authentic self, being like a more like highlighted version of who you are, right? Because it's your wedding day, in terms of hair and makeup and outfit.
Yeah.
But you guys just capture what's there. So you're not there about altering it. This isn't editorial fashion.
Yeah. This isn't high-end
people don't
retouching and shit.
understand that.
Yeah. And even that space is changing now. So I think, I mean, we've had clients where they will always find something wrong with themselves, whereas if you're happy from within, I think that gets taken away and you're like more happy with the outcome. But I mean, that's something I've had to work on even in myself as like, personal growth and all that stuff. So it's definitely a learning curve to do. But from experience, I can say then that when you're happy with yourself, then you're more happy with like what you look like.
So that was my kind of awkward moment. Although that be it said, that person wasn't my actual client. This person was just a guest at a wedding. But I want to know, and so does Marna because we've written this down.
Okay.
You're quite in close proximity. Dare I say, like this is like if I'm emulating this is kind of it. This is the proximity, right?
Yeah.
I don't do that shit. I'm not that close to any clients because as a photographer. But I want to know.
No, you actually got.
I get really concerningly close. That's moving on. Yeah. But I want to know. What are some of? There has to be. Don't lie to me. I swear to God. I swear to God.
I'm not going to be mean to people.
No, you're not being mean. You're just being truthful. There's a difference.
Okay.
I want to know.
We're not saying any names, so technically you're just being mean.
Yeah. What are some of?
You're being mean to no one.
Yeah.
It's a no name.
You remind me of people like I don't drink. You remind me of people in uni. Just have one.
He's the guy that makes you feel pre-pressured and be like, fuck, I should probably have one.
Yeah. And then cry later.
Yeah. I'd be like, why the fuck did I listen to this guy? Yeah. I want to know, because how long, just answer me this, how long does hair and makeup take?
Depends on the person.
Give me a rough ball figure.
Let's say on average like 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
But not on one person.
Oh, just bride.
Bride.
Oh, actually, just bride for now.
Yeah, let's say an hour 15.
Okay. Specifically.
Yeah.
An hour 15. I like that.
We're very on time.
That's the thing. Yeah, that is true. That actually
can't say the same about some other people.
Let's not go there. Yeah. All right, I want to know for an hour 15. That's a lot because I don't like people in my bubble space, right? You guys are different, but what are some uncomfortably awkward moments that you've had?
In the bubble space?
In the bubble space. Because you're in their space, right? They're in your space too.
To be honest, it hasn't been the client. I think it's been the people watching the client.
Well, like a mum or something?
Like mums.
Yeah. Oh, we've dedicated a segment just in this episode for that. So we'll get to that in a bit. But,
so I think like especially formals and things like that, the mum will be like sometimes right here.
She's like
if I'm
shadowing.
getting you ready, like right here. And then sometimes, very occasionally for brides as well. But it's usually another opinionated person who is in the space because we don't feel this space is a boundary.
It's a boundary.
It's the other person that if
so Manav's the bride. Yeah, Manav's the bride. We'll just stick to the theme. And I'm auntie. I'm just going to label me as auntie.
Okay. A little bit further away, maybe.
Okay. But,
are you sniffing? What the fuck?
But Heleny, I don't know. I think maybe a little bit under eyeliner. I want a bit.
I'm glad he was the one doing this because I feel like you would have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
I know this shit. I want a bit more.
I'm a bride, so I'm just going to sit here and shut up.
Yeah.
I want a bit more. And because Manav's a conservative bride. Conservative.
Oh.
Shy bride. How do you? So I'm auntie. I want a bit more. I can do more, please.
So we all have different ways of combating this.
Oh, here we go.
But me personally, I'll be like, "Hi, auntie, could you just
get the fuck out of my way?
Move back a little bit so that I can have space to like get my stuff."
That's such a nice way of saying it.
I'm very polite.
Yeah. Fuck.
But also, I'm very strict.
Okay, so how would
very strict.
You are like very firm, like truth,
I'm direct.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How would Sam say it?
No, I can't say
No, you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
She'd probably try put up with it for a bit.
Yeah.
But then I think she'd be very similar to me, to be honest.
Fuck.
I think me and Sam are probably the firmest, most direct.
Yeah.
And then Neddy is so polite. Neddy and Sumudu are like so polite. I'm like
Neddy would be like, auntie, do you want to do it yourself?
they're so good. And even Sumudu, I'm like, sometimes I listen to her conversation. I'm like, Sumudu, you are so patient.
Yeah.
You are like,
you need a bit of like a bit of like firmness here sometimes. Yeah.
But that's why I think, I can be, I'm older than all of them.
Yeah.
And then also it's my business. So maybe they also feel like, they're representing Gather and Stitch. So
they got to be a bit more.
So you said like mums have been annoying. Has it never been like an annoying bride? Like some bride that's done something annoying?
Yes,
or
there is. Yes, there
what about? Okay, this is a bit like. Because I'm wondering, like, you're like normally this close to the bride.
Yeah, because
have you ever had a bride? This is gonna be very random. Have you
I know exactly where you're taking this.
Have you
You're
ever had
fucked.
Have you ever had a bride with like a stinky breath?
Or like bad body odor.
Yeah, come on.
That means a yes. That means a yes.
Come on.
That means that's a yes.
So have you ever had a bride with like a sticky breath to a point where you're like,
I'm very conscious of my breath.
Yeah, because you're self-aware.
Is this the reason why you put a mask on when you do makeup?
I don't wear masks anymore, but Sam and Nettie still wear masks, and it's a great thing.
I don't think this is to do with COVID.
I don't think it's to do with COVID.
Our breath stinks.
Yeah. No, I think their breath stinks.
No, as in the client's breath stink is what you're saying.
No, but I'm very conscious of that too. Like I'm like, so yeah, I totally understand if that were.
So you've had a bride?
No. She's definitely 100%. 100% had.
Yeah,
bro. If I've felt
look, bro. She does like what, like over like 200-300 brides a year easily.
Yeah.
Easily. One of those 200 would be like a bit stressed out, for lack of a better word.
Either sticky breath or like or BO.
Guaranteed.
Look, both those things, I am so paranoid about myself. So
yeah, but we're not talking about
just because you're paranoid. I'll answer on her behalf. So basically, yes.
So Heleny, have you had a?
Yeah. So there was this one fucked up bride. It was fucked. I didn't know what to do.
I didn't swear that much.
There was this one bride. It was really bad. And I don't know.
Anyways. So BO.
It's a thing.
BO or
it's a thing.
Come on, just you gotta give us one example.
You know what? Can I say girls have less BO than guys?
100%. But that doesn't mean that they don't have them.
And then now come to think of it, who are the guys?
The brothers and the dads
and the photographers.
Fuck no. No, I swear to God.
Can you talk about this?
I check myself. I check myself.
You gotta tell us.
I swear to God.
No, not names. No, hold on.
Teasing you guys back.
I got Dior Sauvage. Did I just name two separate brands here?
Bro, no one was talking about you.
But I've got cologne on today.
But he's a photographer and he became paranoid.
Yeah.
I check myself.
You're fine.
I check myself.
But, so you worked with photographers that have had BO.
No, might have spilled the tea.
No.
All I'm saying that girls don't have as much BO as guys.
That's true. I agree with you. It's
also first thing in the morning.
You're so politically correct.
Yeah.
I know.
Fuck, we need juice.
I'm gonna run for Prime Minister one day, and I don't want this coming back.
This will resurface. Be like
that time. I don't want.
Listen, at this point, Joe Biden can be a president. Anyone can
yeah, that's true. I just need to go to America.
The other day, he literally announced someone. I think it was yesterday. He announced the president of Ukraine as Putin. In front of everyone. There's like a split screen online as well, where like you see like the reaction of the guy. He's like, "The fuck is
going on?"
Yeah, I'll
fantastic.
be good.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
You'll be fine. You're very politically correct.
No, honestly, like we're probably at the start of the day as well, so everything's fresh. Yeah, and even when they're changing into their dresses and stuff, start of the day.
And you help with all of that process.
Usually we help the girls get into their dresses. Yeah. Lots of perfume. I swear to God.
Interesting.
I don't think it's ever.
Is there any like weird request that comes to your mind?
There has to be some weird request. What underwear should I wear with my outfit? Like,
that's not weird for us though.
That's a very normalized conversation.
Normal for them.
It's a very normalized conversation.
Yes. Yeah.
I have these like every dress that I make, I have the conversations of what they should wear. Yeah. So it's very normal.
Is there anything weird that comes to mind to you? Like any weird request you ever had that you're like, what the fuck?
There is. I know there is.
There has to be.
There has to be.
Yeah.
I think you attract weird things if you're weird yourself.
Ooh.
Fuck, we're weird.
I think we're weird. It's the energy thing all over again.
No, fuck that.
It is. Right. I swear to God. Like attracts like.
Yes,
right?
100%.
Misery loves company.
Yeah, why am I here?
Fucked up people love other fucked up people.
Is that why we always run into like fucked up shit?
Maybe me and you. Maybe this podcast is successful because we're fucked up.
Yeah. So why am I here?
Yeah. She's like, I fucked up. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I actually genuinely think that we're very blessed to have a good set of clients. Less drama. We attract that.
That's good.
But then, every now and again.
They seep through.
And but we're okay.
Yeah, you've said that like your ideal client is someone that kind of knows what they want, but obviously is willing to be guided. What about the people that don't know what they want? Like, do you run into like that kind of clients that have no idea what they want?
Well, I had one client who came in, like she didn't end up booking for fashion. And she just expected me to do everything. Like she expected me to decide everything for her. And she came in with her parents and she was like, her parents were like, what do you think would look good on her? And it was very much about as though she wasn't even there. She was like a thing that they were talking about. And I felt that was very common with how it happens in Sri Lanka. Also back in the day, I don't know if it still happens, but where the designer would design everything. Like, you're going to look good in this, you do this, have this neckline, you know, and this, and suck it in, and then shape it here. And like, there's things like butt padding. Did you guys know that exists?
No.
So in Sri Lanka,
Just thinking. That's interesting.
Karthik's like, where can I buy
What
one?
is this butt padding device?
To give you shape around your butt. But that's not a thing here, because we're all about embracing who you are truly. So when that client came in, I was like, Auntie, actually, like, you guys should tell me what you want. Like, what are the things?
Wait, did the parents specifically ask for like butt padding device?
No.
Or were they like, is it something that you do or whatever?
I'm just telling you, like, in Sri Lanka, it's a very different it's a very different industry where, like, in your own time, Karthik, not on podcast time.
I've never heard of a butt padding device before.
As in, it's not a device. It's like, if you
device, like some like button press or something.
Like, pump it up. No, it's, oh my God, I can imagine this going on your show, guys.
I can't.
And it's
I'm going to make a reel out of this. I will 100% make a reel out of this.
Okay, so it's like, we're talking about this. It's like Spanx, but it'll have padding on the butt.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
It's common overseas. It is not common here, because we're all about embracing ourselves.
Yes.
And the client did not specifically ask for butt padding, but what I was saying was, over there they will tell you your butt isn't big enough. Have the padding. Or your boobs are not big enough. Have the padding.
That's fucked. Why would they say that?
Because they're all about, like,
that's horrible.
It's about fixing what you're not perfect in.
That's
Whereas
sad.
we're about thinking you're already perfect.
Butt padding device. Interesting.
At least,
It's not a device.
It's now a device.
Butt padding machine.
Butt padding
Very
machine.
interesting.
Well, I would imagine it's like equivalent to a push-up bra, no? You could say that. Like a push-up bra, just
Like a padded bra.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. I can get behind the idea.
So hold
of
on, back to what we were saying. With the parents came in, they had no idea what they wanted,
As in, they didn't know what they wanted. They expected me to decide everything.
and this person didn't end up going ahead. Obviously,
They didn't go up ahead because I think they needed someone who would decide for them.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm not going to do that, because
That's
I
not
want
what
to
you're
work
about.
collaboratively with the girl and get to know them, know what necklines they like, what shapes they like, what fabrics they like. And if you don't know, that's fine, but you can say, I don't know this bit, but I like this. It's good to know what you like, because you're more likely then to be happy with what you get on the wedding day.
Okay. I want to know, because so far you've been so politically correct, it's just so frustrating. I want to know, there are definitely clients, and don't you dare lie to me. I swear to God, there are definitely clients, because we talked about this in our Red Flag client episode. There are definitely clients that haggle you.
Haggle. For money. For like discounts.
Yeah, everything. Because South Asians are also
Let's
notorious.
talk about this.
This we're very passionate about.
Yeah.
And we've been in situations where I don't mind you asking me, because I think it's very acceptable. Also, I understand how expensive weddings are.
Yeah.
But I do believe that there is an etiquette around it to an extent. And I think it's an unspoken conversation that not a lot of people are having. And I empathize with all brides and grooms, because, this shit ain't cheap. We do charge a lot for what we do. It's justified in our minds as well, because we know the quality that we provide. How do you deal with a client that haggles you? First off, just straight off the bat, what's your go-to response?
We have a no discount policy flat out.
Sweet.
So, like, no one gets a difference on the price unless you are blood related. So even Sam's sisters had to pay for it. They didn't.
Oh, damn.
They're related to her. So no, all our siblings didn't. But and then we have obviously very close friends. But other than that, everyone pays the same price. And we get asked this a lot. Sometimes the parents will call us separately. Sometimes it will be the bride. And like you guys said, it's okay to ask. That's totally fine. But then accept the no. We have this policy where we're so strict on our terms and conditions, because if we say it's okay for one person, then we feel bad not making it okay for others.
Of course, yep.
And that's actually something I learnt from working in my previous role as a graphic designer for the photography company. Is like, if you make one discount for one, family members will come later asking for the same
100%,
discount.
100%.
And then their friends and so on.
And just, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
And it becomes really unfair. Like there are people paying full price and then there are people not. So,
but Heleny, I don't know. It's a bit too much. Can you please lower price, please?
Heleny, there is another makeup artist
charging about $200.
What? Are you guys aunties or uncles? So I can address
I want to be an auntie. I want to be an auntie. Fuck it. I'm an auntie.
So auntie, unfortunately, these are our set prices, so we have to keep them the same for everyone.
But you know the Sukhmani, she got her hair and makeup done by that lady. She charged a little bit less, no?
Yeah, I think you should go with someone who fits in with your budget.
But actually, that's funny because I get this sometimes. Like, so and so company quoted this much.
Yeah.
It's like. This is like a field where it's not like you're going to Kohl's and you're buying something and then you're going to Woolworths and you're buying like an equivalent of that, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone's got this style. Yeah. Everyone's got like a more experience. Like
And then also like we get people saying like my friend got it for this price, can I get for this price? But there's like a 2-year difference or a 5-year difference.
Bruh, do you not know what inflation is?
Yeah, and our prices have changed since. So yeah, we've had to like explain that and then we're so firm. Like we
if you
polite but firm.
Yeah,
that's a
so
good
if you want to book Heleny, book her now for like 3 years from now. So you get the same price.
That's smart because then in 3 years
you get your 2024 prices, even if your wedding's in 2027.
100%,
Do you have 2026 coming through?
Yes. Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Did you guys want to book anything?
I think the furthest I'm in is December 25.
Yeah, December 2025. Hey, have you ever had a male client?
We've had requests for grooms, but
what do you mean by that? Like a touch up or something?
Because overseas they'll do that.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't know.
Overseas they'll put foundation on the groom and the groomsman.
Oh, damn.
Did you get any when you were getting married?
I didn't get married overseas, bro.
No, as in here. Did you have any touch up?
No.
What'd you do?
I'm naturally beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't need anything. I didn't even need the sunscreen. I think we already figured that out. You don't need sunscreen.
You're fucked. Just saying. Oh, so you've had random.
Yeah, we've
inquiries.
had like maybe like 2 or 3 in the 14 years. But yeah, we don't provide that service to grooms. But maybe.
But no, I want my son.
The grooms want to look lighter as well, or what?
Yeah.
I think
what is
like
that?
Okay, so here's the thing. I think with wearing makeup, if you're not used to wearing it, don't do it. Because you will touch your face and you will scratch it and you will rub your eyes and then bits of it will come off.
That is true.
And normally guys are like way less careful as well than girls.
Way less careful and they'll rub it on stuff. But if you're a guy who is used to doing that, which is also okay, Karthik, so don't feel ashamed.
He is actually okay. He's used to doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, fuck off. I have had hair and makeup. I've done makeup on my face.
Yeah.
What for?
Context.
What?
Context. You know this. I think you should know this.
What?
So I do Indian classical dancing. You know that.
Yeah.
Right?
Madam's like, yeah.
on our stage days where we've had like a big like drama performance, men are expected to wear makeup.
For sure.
It's uncomfortable as fuck, but I still do it.
Yeah.
And I always cry like a bitch when the eyeliner part. That's why I was doing the eyeliner concept because I knew. And I was crying like a bitch because that's too close. I didn't like it, but yeah, it was irritating.
Yeah.
And then I had the blush going and the bit of lipstick.
Yeah.
Bro, I was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, like stage makeup is a thing.
I was beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, you're
I'm still beautiful.
now. Yeah.
Thanks. Why don't you say these things to me?
Do you want me to be honest with you? Or do you want me to be politically correct?
Okay, let's not go there.
Positive reinforcement. That's not how he works.
I believe in tough love.
You're just a truth. Yeah, that's what you are. Right. So there aren't as many men who.
Not as many men as requested, and also we're very careful. Like that just doesn't you will not handle that well on the day.
Got ya.
But it doesn't mean obviously guys can wear makeup. That's not an issue. But it's more so what you're used to.
That makes sense.
So we'll talk about the brides. What about so we'll talk about potentially dealing with weird brides or whatever it is. But what about have you ever worked with another vendor? Because obviously you work with the photographers now.
Now you can be honest.
The thing is,
oh my gosh. So not my clients.
Not only photographers, but now in the last year or so, we looking at content creators a lot as well, right? So how do you feel about that working in a space? Because obviously, you need your so we've talked about this in the past. When we are in our zone, we need to be left alone. We don't want any distractions. distractions, because like obviously like we're thinking of what to do next, and then if someone's coming in, they're breaking your flow.
And equally, we want to respect other vendors' space as well. Like obviously, you know, you guys get there at much earlier time than we do. We're not rocking up. They'd be like, hey, we need shots of this. No, like that happens afterwards.
But have you worked with any like difficult vendor in the morning during bride prep or whatever, or even for reception where you're like,
you can drop names. You can drop names. It's totally fuck that backdrop guy.
You can talk about us.
Backdrop has been so shit.
He's just a shit guy all around.
You guys are great to work with, you know this. But and I think like makeup artists, hair people, we just want to do the work peacefully without anyone like disrupting our flow, and then take a photo of the look and then go, and which you guys allow us to do. And then, but the thing, like the vendors that we meet the most is photographers and videographers. So they're the ones that are in our face. So if it's anyone that has
anyone refused you?
Has anyone been rude to you?
They've been photographs. Who? I won't mention any names.
Yeah, that's
Start
fine.
with M and end in Manav.
Mamanov?
Sorry. Start with M and end in Manav. But yeah, there are photographers that are very in our face, and literally like when you were describing that situation before, we'll be in your face.
In your face.
And then they'll be like, you're running late. And we're like,
as in who's saying you're running late?
the photographer.
Oh, they're obviously running out of time or whatever.
We've still got another hour for hair and makeup to go. Because like I said, we're very on time.
We're very punctual.
And they might be like 10 minutes to go, and they'll be like, come on, you're running late. Like, you know, and we're like, we have 10 minutes. Like it might seem like nothing in your time, but 10 minutes for us is finishing off a hairstyle or sticking the ticker on. Like we can do a lot in 10 minutes. So we just need to be left with that space. There's been some situations where we've just left and gone like, oh my God, that was full on. And we've had that conflict with that photographer the whole time.
Damn.
And we just needed space to get our job done and go. And it makes the bride feel uncomfortable, the bridesmaids feel uncomfortable too, because they actually don't know where to, they're not conflict managing.
Yeah, they're just like, I mean, they understand that these vendors are here for me, but when the vendors are in conflict, that becomes awkward.
Yeah. So we've had a couple of photographers like that in the past that have not let us do our thing and being very much like, what's happening? And we're like, yeah, we'll do this.
Have there been, because sometimes I'm aware of the situation where there will be a different hair and makeup artist for the bridesmaids, and then a different for the main bride. Does that become a challenging thing for you sometimes?
It's never honestly been an issue for us.
I've always imagined that how vendors work on the day, even if they are in the same field, right? Like photo video, for instance, it's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
Also, other hair and makeup artists within the same industry is equally just as important.
I think we're so lucky that we make an effort to get to know. Like we're pretty friendly, I reckon. I'm sorry if we've come off as snobby.
I think out of three of us, you're the least.
You're the least, Shout out. I'm just not like, sucking ass or anything, but it's just like you guys have always been the most nicest. Okay. So I've always thought, oh fuck yeah, it's going to be pretty easy cruising. And that's how we feel when we meet a photographer or someone we vibe with. On the not turning
starting
up,
with them, ending with Anu.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy.
Be an actor.
Good one.
Sounding like a rap battle or something.
I don't want to be part of this. There was one day, like, can I tell you guys a story?
Of course, we're waiting for the stories, bro.
Okay, so this is more of a serious one when you said the bridesmaids makeup artist didn't turn up. So as you know, Gather Stitch, we always work in pairs. So we have one hair, one makeup, or if it's me and Sumulu, then I do makeup, she preps hair, and then I finish off the hair, right? So we always travel in 2 teams. And people have asked us if we can provide more people. No, we have blanket rules. Always 2 people. The more people have been for our personal friends, like circles, because we've gone to the wedding and it's been tricky, but always 2 people for a wedding. And I can't imagine what it would be like to work alone, because there would be a lot of pressure on you. And also, like, if something were to happen, then that would be like, things can happen, we're only human, right, as vendors as well. And clients put a lot of faith in you to show up on that day.
Bro, if anything, you're the most important. Like, if you don't show up to a bride prep, right?
Everything's
fucked.
Fucked.
Like, you could still have a wedding without a photographer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
but you can't have a wedding without a makeup artist.
Yeah, I mean, someone would have to do something. But so what happened was, actually on the way to so Sumudu and I were doing a wedding. Sam and Nettie were in Canberra doing a wedding. So we're in Sydney. And on the way, I just called Sumudu to see if she was all good. It was a 4 a.m. start. She was actually in a car accident.
Oh, damn.
Like a pretty serious one. And that car was totaled. Her car was totaled.
Was she okay?
She was okay.
Thank God.
He was okay. The police were like, this is like, can't believe you're both alive.
Oh, shit.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
But I had to then go home, get my stuff for hair, and then come and still rock up to that wedding and do it.
Fucking saves the day.
Because that client is obviously relying, and I'm like making sure that Sumudu's husband was going to her, and that is all playing in my head. Like,
so you had to do like hair and makeup for
everyone. I still finished on time. I was late going. Obviously, but I explained to the person I still finished on time. If anything, I think I was like 10 minutes behind or something, which is nothing. But you have to just like remove the emotion out of it, and just like rock up on the day and still do the job, because like obviously someone was the one who was in the accident. I couldn't call Sam, I couldn't call Nettie, they were in another state. And then also to just go and do that wedding, but in the back of my mind,
did you? Like, I want to know, when you rocked up, did you tell the client?
Yeah, I did.
What did the client say?
They were very understanding. So like, I mean, what else can you do, right? But it was,
because I can imagine there'd be some brides in that situation. They'd be like, "Oh no, like what's going to happen to me now?" Like,
Oh, you definitely think about yourself first, and that's fine.
That's just human nature, I suppose.
It's human nature, but I think as the more you go through it, and the more that they relax, they feel okay. We are going to finish on time. Still, it's okay. But
I do. I think I've mentioned this to you previously in another episode, but I do understand. And I just label this as when life happens, and you're still not forced, but you want to rock up because the client's booked you, and you need to be this person that a car crash has just happened, but you're like, how do I'm now going to apply makeup to your face and not think about that for a second. That's a pretty difficult situation to be in, right? Where you just like, fuck, that's just happened. It's so fresh. And for me, I'll share this personal story, but I remember going to a funeral in the morning, and I had something in the evening to photograph, and that was bro, I was like mentally torn. Physically, I was just not there. But I'm like, hey, how's it going? You look amazing.
Smile.
Yeah.
I can give you something worse. I took this guy to an event after.
Oh yeah, all right. Fuck it. Let's just open the floodgates. Let's just do it.
This guy went through a breakup.
I went through a breakup.
In the evening, I took him to like, there's.
It was some pre-wedding event.
It was like one of those like really like.
It was a bad pre-wedding event, events. And I was feeling shit.
And this guy's face the whole time is just like this.
He just went through a breakup.
Imagine a friend would like take you to like, a restaurant, give you like or
get you drunk, or like fucking be like, hey, let's go with the boys. Another fucking pre-wedding event, and he's like, bro, I need a photographer. Please rock up with me. I was like, yeah, no worries, bro. I got you.
This is what it would be like if you didn't break up. You would be getting married.
I'd be like, yeah.
Here is love in your face.
But it was such a fucked up period, because I was like, I'm happy for this client. I mean, I don't even know this client. It's also your client.
Yeah.
So I'm rocking up with my somewhat energy.
Yeah.
Then love, oh my God. And then fucking, I got to see this guy's face who just knows I'm fucking out of it.
Yeah.
And it was a very odd space, but it's weird because when like, don't die. Have some coconut water.
Like disrupting your flow.
That's all right.
No, it's okay.
Usually it's Manav's cats disrupting our flow.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah.
They're all right.
You love them.
But I can imagine when weird shit happens on the day and you still got to rock up to be there, bro. That's the hardest thing. I made a post out of this, like when life happens, and it's fucked up because I've always said that, and I extend this to also hair and makeup artists, but these vendors have to be somewhat the most happiest and positive people in the room, and it's real fucking mind.
And like honestly, like I get it. Brides are paid like a lot of money. They shouldn't be worried about your personal life anyway. To them, you're just a vendor who's coming in, doing their job, and like making sure their day goes well, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing you have to manage.
And I never realized that as as someone stepping foot into this business. Like, oh, what? I got to sort of compartmentalize a little bit. Like I got to get that out for a split second and then just be here for this person and then go back to that at some point. Yeah, that's a hard space to be in.
Address that later. I mean, I think we're lucky because we work mostly with women and we're women. So like that whole conversation.
So nice. That's so nice. Sorry, I just feel like women. Sorry, off topic, but I just feel like women are really like
more
safe people. Yeah, like, oh, babe, oh my god, I love you. Yeah, like my face is important. So your friend's car crashes. Just saying.
Not about the car crash.
Not about the car crash.
More about like emotional breakdowns and stuff. And we talk to people. Actually, we have a lot of DNMs with our clients.
Oh my god. So you'd be like a therapist, right?
Yes.
Like
we talk about so much stuff.
Yeah. Do they tell you shit that's gone down? Like, does a bride tell you, I don't want to get married?
Oh,
come on, please. There's got to be someone. I swear to God.
Wait,
no. There has to be someone.
I'm thinking about it, but no one said it to me that they regret or don't want to get married. But they have, like, it's so normal because for, not so much for hair and makeup, but for the clothes, I see the clients for fittings along the way.
Okay.
And then there is so common to have breakdown, tears, crying during fittings. It could be the parents in-law, like mother-in-laws, their mums, or like something didn't go right that day and it's like high stress emotional environment.
Wait, fittings as in like, this is not the wedding day obviously.
No, like, the dresses like months leading up.
What, like she didn't fit into a dress or something?
No, nothing about the dress. So it'll be just like my mother-in-law said this to me.
Oh,
and
okay.
this happened.
I thought you were talking about the fitting.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like,
someone said something not nice, basically.
Someone has said something not nice to them. The pressures of the wedding day, you know what it's like dealing with stuff.
Like, you should like start like a therapy service.
Yeah. So sometimes, honestly, the fitting will go for an hour longer and we're just like letting them cry and just talking through this.
And so this is interesting because you're not just a hair and makeup artist on the day. You're not someone who does design. You are someone who actually helps your clients and make them feel better.
I mean, I think we talk a lot with them, honestly, because we share so much of our problems. And also, like, I was married for 11 years. Sam has been married for I don't know how long, but Nettie was married. Now she's in, going out with a fellow photographer.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Love you, Sid.
But and Saunders obviously married now too. So we all come, like, we're working in the wedding industry and we've had that experience. And some of the marriages haven't worked, some of them have worked. So, why? What are our in-laws like? We have a lot to relate to in the field that we're in.
I've always found that very endearing because women do a much better job for women.
Yes.
Men are just dickheads half the time. Like, you'll be right, bro. Fucking eat some concrete.
Man up, bro.
Yeah, have some
don't
protein.
Do that.
Don't do that.
Through your problems.
I think, you're just very calm. I think you're just like, oh, that sucks. And like, you would be supportive.
No, I'll talk to you about shit.
No, not to me.
No. Like,
about to say there's a bride and groom.
Oh, yeah.
Bride's venting to you.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a bride vent to me. I think they already know that. They can't expect
the energy.
They go, this guy is not the guy. Yeah, they go, this guy's not the guy I'm going to cry my problems to. Yeah.
On the other hand, Karthik.
I try. Hey, I'm an emotional guy. I own it fucking proudly. I'm like, hey, are you? How are you? Like, genuinely, how are you? You know what I mean? And it's good to rock up with brides.
This guy talked to me. This guy rocks up one day. He's like, Mano, what's your happiness index out of 10?
I'll ask you right now, Heleny, out of 10. I'm gonna make this into a vertical reel. This is really nice. What's your happiness index out of 10? 10 being fucking obviously happy, 0 being I'm really sad.
So you're like so excited. 0 being sad.
Yeah, true. Never had someone say 0 though.
Maybe like an 8. 7.
Okay, and then the follow-up question would be, what can you appreciate in this moment to make it a 10?
What would it take?
Moment.
What would it take right now?
Yeah, that's a 9.
So, for example, leaving from here might make it 10, right? So
not dealing with us two dickheads would be a 10. Yeah.
To make it a 10, like in this moment.
It could be
like today.
Could be today. What would you like to do to make it a 10 today or something?
You know what? If it got warm, that would be great.
I told you to turn the heater on. I told you to fucking turn it on. Bruh, the first guest we have, you fucked up. Like, I'm like, put the heater on, it'd be nice.
I asked when we sat down and it was warm then.
I'm talking about external climate weather. Summer. Good.
That's not where I thought this was going.
Yeah, summer would be great.
We usually play footsies under here. There's a heater here, so mine and my feet would be touching. So we could.
Karthik is reminiscing about that time.
You're really
my feet are like
imposing on our time
right now.
Yeah, no one's turned the heater on.
I think this is getting off topic.
Okay, let's bring it back.
Let's bring it back.
I want to focus a little bit more on. So all of this segment, by the way, we've categorized it from somewhat of a bride's perspective.
Actually, there's another couple of questions that before we move on to the
far away.
Yeah. So, what about a bride that doesn't know what type of makeup she wants, right? So, I know you guys have like trials and stuff, makeup trials. So, I look at our like pre-wedding shoots that we do with couples is like trial photography trials, right? So, if something you don't like on the day, you can like kind of adjust it on your wedding day. So, with your makeup trials, do you get brides that have no idea what they want, and then do you tell them, hey, this type of makeup would look better on you, or so on, or what?
It's going through a process of elimination. So if they don't know what they want, we always have in our instructions come with some pictures of things that you like. But if you don't know what you want, we'll be like, okay, when did you like your hair and makeup? Have you ever had it done before? What do you like? Do you like eyeliner on the top? Do you not like? Do you like a more natural base? These are the clients we've done. Like, what do you like? Any of these?
Now, one question is: now, imagine someone's come to you and they want something, but you know that that's not going to work on them.
Oh yeah,
right? So talk to them.
Yes, be like that looks shit. All right, you can say that would look so shit, but you can't say it that way.
Don't say that.
But you can't say that. That's what I'm saying. So you can't say that, but you feel it. I'm painting Heleny to be a person. I know she's not. So take it with a pinch of salt. This is not Heleny. This is my version.
Thank you for the disclaimer.
I have to just be very honest here.
I think she is.
Yeah, but she's not. It's because you're so fucking nice.
No, but like I think when they come in, I never think, oh my gosh, you don't know. Obviously, we have a lot of experience. We've seen a lot of eye shapes. We've seen a lot of skin colors. So like you can't compare that with someone who'd only look at their own face. And also there's so much misconception out there. When you look at a YouTube video, that person might not have the same eye shape as you, but they're giving you the tutorial as though everyone will universally be able to do that look. You can't. So we just explain that to clients, like, because you have this kind of shape eye, this look may not work.
I don't care. I want it anyways.
I mean, I can do it, but it won't enhance your look.
But these are the skills we got to learn for photography, brah. Yeah, I'd just be like, no.
Firm but polite.
Firm but polite. I'd just say, no, I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah.
But why not?
Because I said so. All right, fuck, no, I'm going to get cancelled. I can't say shit like that, eh? Because they'll be like, no, I want it. It's my, no. I got to meet them halfway. I'll learn from you, don't worry. Yeah. I'll see how you do it at weddings.
I'll teach you.
Do you know any, last question before we move on to the other one, is that, what about like do you have any like basic bridal etiquettes that you think that brides should follow in the morning during bride prep?
Give you food. I'm big on this one.
Food would be great, but then also we also like everyone offers us food. Like
you'd be surprised. We don't always get food.
Yeah, I know. I've heard.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about that one.
Yeah. No, as in even when I worked for the wedding photographer, that was a thing. So totally understand.
So like we just talked about, don't have a bad breath in the morning.
Don't have body odor.
Don't have body odor. That's basic etiquette, right? What other thing that comes to mind? Do you think do you care if the space is clean or not? Or
I think I mean we send a whole lot of prep details. So this is how you should have your space. This is the lighting.
Talk about that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So we always say like, lighting is important. So natural light if it's during the day. If it's nighttime, lots of bright light. Not a dark room. Like sometimes we've gone to a room and we're like, we cannot see anything. It's really dark. But now a lot of the time people will have like ring lights or little like light things. So lots of light is great. A bar stool and then a short chair when we're doing hair and then a bar stool for makeup. Lots of table space because you've seen we have a lot of stuff. So we can spread that all out. And then, I mean, decluttering is always good, lots of space. I think that in general for your wedding day, to clean up the whole house is a great idea. And then also not having so many relatives around, I think is helpful.
100%. I get triggered whenever I realize there's like 60 members in a room that doesn't need to be there. I'm like, I can't operate. It's too much noise.
Yeah, it's too much. And also like people walking back and forth. So I think one other thing would be knowing that you're getting your hair and makeup done, be in that space, be in that zone and try not to be distracted.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because if we're doing a client that would usually take 45 minutes, say a non-bride, it could take an hour and a half more if they're always getting up and going. And we have had that happen where we've just been like, you have to sit here because they've been so busy and distracted. But it would be much quicker if you just sat there, got it done and then went and did your thing.
Yeah, fair.
And that's why we always try and do like mums and get them out of the way as well because they're quite busy on the day.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so being like present will help.
What's someone who looks like they've just gone out of their way to be over and above for you? They're like, I love you. Like you.
Oh my gosh.
There has to be some client.
And you can probably name drop here.
Now you can name drop. This is a very positive thing. Like someone who's be like, you are God. I touch your feet before you even enter in my house.
They do a little puja when you enter the house.
They'll be like
I haven't had that experience yet,
tika and stuff, mala, everything. They're just we'll make it happen. Manifest.
What was the vibe you were saying?
Juju vibes?
Juju vibes.
Good juju vibes.
Good juju vibes.
Yeah.
No, we've had like wonderful clients who follow the prep details. They wash their hair, have like makeup like ready to go, like as in fresh faces ready to go. We've had also wonderful clients that ask for our dietary requirements.
Bless, that's so sweet.
Seen.
That's so sweet.
And then they'll make sure like they'll bring food on a little plate or something, give that to us. Make sure we always have water and stuff.
Just the niceties,
the little little polite, just like hospitality things.
Yeah.
And then that kind of thing, like saying thank you.
Just basic manners.
Basic manners is good. We don't ask for too much.
Yeah, just human decency would be nice.
Yeah. Can I tell you a non-human decency story?
100%. It's what we've been waiting for.
That's what
I want. We should start off with this.
No. Yeah. So we did a client once, and it wasn't them. It was their the sister-in-law's husband.
Okay.
I think they grew up, or they're from overseas in Asian countries where they treat service people like service people.
I get so triggered for this shit.
And then they were just like super rude, like, here, do this, go in here, do this. And then I was like, what is happening? Like, I'm so not used to being treated like this at all in my life.
Yeah. Forget as a business person, just someone, just as a human.
Just as a human.
Yeah.
And then I was like really confronted, and then it made me feel like shit. Like, honestly, it makes you feel like shit.
100%.
And then I thought about it, and I was like, when I found out where he was from, and he has like a lot of businesses in Malaysia, and he's like comes from wealth. So then I was like, oh, he must have a lot of like staff, like servant people or like service people to do stuff for him. So then he's very used to seeing us as service people, and then we get categorized into that treatment. And he shouldn't be treating people like that anyway, from my opinion, but to feel that for the first time in your life, you're like, holy crap.
It's like very confronting.
You grew up here, right?
Yeah.
And like for us, like our clients usually treat us like you were saying, like God, not like God, but politely, right?
Yeah.
And as equals. We're never seen as not equal, if anything, more higher, because like
we're here to help them on their day as well.
They're so respectful that we're here, and they've booked us, they've chosen us. Whereas this was like the opposite. It was like really like
so basically Heleny's just a nice person, because if that should happen to me, I'd be like, don't talk to me like that.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah.
I
know you have stuff, but I ain't your stuff.
Yeah. Also, I get triggered. Hey, I need a photo. And I told Marty, so basically, so grab my arm. Yeah.
Kathy.
Imagine.
Firmly.
I need a photo.
Yeah. Okay. So my response to you is, so do it.
I need a photo.
Keep asking me.
I need a photo.
I basically don't respond until someone lets go.
He had an uncle. I had an uncle
who got me at a reception, I believe it was, or a Sangeeta, I can't remember. Yeah. He grabs my forearm, drags me from one end of the dance floor to the other, because some uncle or some person wanted a photo. That's fine. That's my job. Don't touch me unless I want that, but don't.
Imagine it was like a girl that he liked at the wedding. Oh, touch me. Yes.
Don't send that vibe out. He wants to be touched.
Yeah.
This instruction is specifically for uncles only.
Yeah. Uncles, aunties, I don't. Anyone hot, basically. You can touch me. It's all right.
I mean, technically, I'm of that age.
Sure. Well, fuck off. I got caught an uncle the other day. We're all of that age. I'm like, I'll rock it.
He's a baby compared to us.
No, fuck off. Yeah. I grew out my beard. I'm growing it.
Yeah.
Are you 30?
I just turned 30.
2 days ago. Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah. I'm 35.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're closer to my age. Yeah. We're old.
Yeah.
Speak for yourselves, guys. Yeah. But someone touched me the other day. An uncle grabbed my forearm, and I didn't respond to him until he let go, because you don't do that. That's not on. And there is this unspoken rule, this fucked up stigma where, because we're in the service industry where we serve people within our work, that there is this allowance from some people with fucked up mindsets to go, we can treat people like this like shit.
Do you think it's from the older generation? Because I think it's from our older generation, and it's usually from like people from overseas. It's not ones from Australia, because the mums of the clients here are not like that.
It's less common to have it from here, and I think if it happens from here, that's just fucked, because you should know better, in my opinion. But I get triggered with shit like that, because as just an act of human decency, don't treat people like that. That's just horrible. But I have been touched. That was a bit weird. Camera straps have been like pulled. That's an annoying one. Drunk people on dance floors.
I mean, that's
why I don't wear camera straps.
A chick grabbed my butt once. She was keen. I didn't like it. I felt my space was violated. Because can you imagine if I did that to someone?
You'd be in jail right now.
Jail.
Yeah.
Cancelled.
Yeah.
What's chaos? See,
unless she liked it, then you're fine.
Then it's different.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't like it. That's a bit weird. Don't touch my butt. So
was that as a come take a photo, or
there was
or you did a good photo?
I don't know.
I don't think it had anything to do with photos
this
at all.
person was just this person was keen, and I was like ha ha ha, because I'm trying to be polite. And she was also drunk. I don't know if that still doesn't excuse the behavior. But she just
does it.
Little pinch.
Oh, nice.
You were with me when this happened. Mana was right next to me on this side. I was here. Bride and groom walking down the aisle because it was an exit scene, and they do the sparklers. And I'm bent over slightly, so my butt was in prime exposed. Prime.
You had a butt shaping device on.
Just nice peach. Insert peach emoji right here. And my butt was just prime for grabbing. And she.
Go on.
And she literally just grabbed it, and I thought that's a bit weird. I didn't say anything, but she was drunk. Not that excuses that behavior. We don't do that.
No, it doesn't.
Drunk or sober.
And so, what happened next?
Nothing. I looked at her, and she was smiling, and then I looked away.
You can speak up, Karthik.
This is a safe space, right?
Yes.
See, why can't you make me feel like that whenever I'm with you?
Don't be oppressed. You can speak up.
He's only saying that because you're here.
Yeah. This is going off the rails again. So let's bring it back.
How we treat people is a big thing.
I think just treat everyone as humans. It would be nice. Yeah.
So we've spoken about the bride's perspective so far. Now I want to talk about like if someone is new, they want to be a makeup artist.
This is more of like your business advice.
This is your business
and I know
advice,
this is a big topic, so we'll obviously try and be very particular with it. But say I'm starting out, and you're God to me. What I touch your feet. What advice would you give to me before I begin this journey?
Okay. Don't compare yourself to someone's current.
Fuck, I'm already comparing because you're God. I want to be like God.
Well, remember that I became God. With like
God status took me a while.
14 years of experience. And like, I think the first year we did 2 weddings, and then the second year we did 6 weddings, and now we'll do like 6 on a weekend, or like during COVID it's like 6 in a day, guys. And so like, don't compare your start to someone's current, because there was a whole thing that took them there. First 3 years is the hardest.
100%.
Next 5 years is also hard, but then after that it's kind of like you get into a rhythm. I feel like I'm doing more now and handling more because of experience. So all those little journeys that you take, the things that go wrong will just teach you lessons on how to handle things better later. So when you're starting, those things might deter you and stop you from keep going, but actually...
If you could go back to... You were 22 when you started this. If you can go back to 22-year-old Heleny and give her one piece of advice from what you now
Wake up, Heleny.
Get your shit together. I was passionate, sorry. I just had to emphasize that. Sorry.
Yeah, what would I...
What would you tell yourself? What would you tell yourself on business, on hair and makeup? Minus, obviously, don't compare.
Just, you know what? Like, 22-year-old Heleny was very in touch with, like, just doing things because she believed in it. And I think that 22-year-old was, like, naive. The world is your oyster, can do anything. And then I lost that as life experience happens. So maybe I need to take advice from the 22-year-old.
Interesting. Now
to be like, actually, you can do anything again, and be whoever you want to be. Like, you can achieve these things. I probably need to take her advice.
I would not fucking listen to my 22nd year. I would I'm a dickhead at best. Like, I didn't know what the
you are, you will be.
Always will be. I'd like to hope I matured a little bit as I grew older as a photographer. Yeah. But
so
that's very interesting.
Like, I think just quality, best work, as much as you can, learn from your mistakes.
Because all our work is mostly like word of mouth, right? Like
exactly. And it doesn't matter. Like, we started before Instagram was a thing. We started before Facebook was a big thing. So we started like before social media existed as social media.
What would be the best or fastest way to learn?
Social media?
Hair and makeup.
Hair and makeup. I think if you're learning, okay, look, in life, I think you should be doing things that you like and that you're good at.
Oh, wait, people.
Those are the
Why
two
are you a
things.
photographer, bro?
No, people do this thing. They do this.
No. What I want to say,
this, right? You've seen.
Yeah.
If we're going off that, why are you doing photography?
Because I like it, and I think I'm good at it. My mom tells me I'm good at it.
Your mom tells
My mummy tells me.
Yeah.
So I think if you're doing it because you're not good at it and you're doing it for the wrong
like
reason,
for money only or whatever.
Don't do anything that you're not good at and that you don't like.
Yeah.
Those, you got to like it and you got to be good at it, because then you're going to be really successful at it. You're going to think of ideas that make you propel it further. You're going to be inspired. You're going to problem solve. You're going to do all that so well when you like what you do. So if you already like what you do and you're passionate about it, then you can do courses and stuff like that. I wouldn't like to learn more about what you're interested in. Look up YouTube videos, everything you need to know about business, everything. But you can't also have your own business and do this stuff without having a keen interest for business either.
That is true.
Now, if you... sorry. Keep going.
Because it all goes hand in hand. If you're a good makeup artist but can't handle business, then...
See that.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
you can't.
There's so much more than just doing makeup.
Yeah,
photographer.
I got taught from a friend of mine that you can be a great photographer but a shit business person.
Yeah.
And you need to wear both hats at some point in time.
Yeah.
So now let's say there is someone they've decided they want to be a makeup artist. Now, but they want to know.
Are they good
let's
at
say
it?
they're good at it. Whatever. What's your night like before you do a wedding? Like, what do you prep?
What are you prepping
what are the...
So if we have like an early morning start, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 11 p.m.
Bruh.
Damn.
So get some sleep, especially
What time do you sleep for like a...
Yeah, how do you even... I can't even sleep.
Yeah,
My
so
sleeping time is like midnight. That's what starts when I go to sleep.
Just try and make yourself tired that day.
Try and make yourself tired.
Make yourself tired. Just go for runs. Do whatever you want. I go to sleep at like 6, 7. After having a Nara, that's become really hard to do.
Of course, yeah.
So I'm on like less sleep. But you just deal. I honestly, like, when you like doing something, the early starts don't matter as much. Like, winter kills you, but you still get up and you do it. Honestly, it's not a problem. Like, a lot of people ask us, like, aren't you sick of it? But like, no.
You love it that much. Yeah,
you like it.
There was a book that I read, Ikigai. It's like the foundation for why I became a photographer.
Yes.
So what do you like? What are you good at? What does what you can get paid for?
Yeah.
I happen to be okay at creativity, despite how much you might disagree.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You give me this look. I don't know.
I'll just pull your legs, bro. Is it pull your leg? Pull your
Don't
leg.
finish that sentence.
Pull your leg. Yeah.
Yeah, don't.
No, I think you're a good photographer.
pluralize the legs.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd hire you for my wedding if I got married again.
Oh, thanks, man. That's a big compliment.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hire you.
Yes, I know. I wouldn't hire me either.
Oh no, hire them. They're great guys.
But yeah, I was good at creativity and I liked being creative, and there was a foundation for everything.
Yeah. And I think, like, when you're a creative person, there'll be so many things that fulfill you. It won't be one thing. And that's also like that Ikigai thing. I love that.
If you could, I always ask these questions. It's more of a dating question. It's got nothing to do with the podcast. But if you could do any job in the world, regardless of pay, just get to know you a little bit more personally, what would you do and why?
I think what I'm doing, I like. So I like the fashion stuff a lot, like a hair and makeup salmon, and you do that most of the time. So I do like the fashion design.
Say it.
It's like giving a lot away.
Say it.
But I love acting.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard. I did not know this.
As a child, I performed a lot, like dance. And
Indian classical? Was it South Asian classical or something like that? Or
Sinhalese, like Kandyan dance.
fantastic. Yeah, fantastic.
So I did that for 13 years.
Whoa.
And then I did a lot of drama, like theatre drama, like for youth group and stuff. So the last 2 years, I've asked myself, okay, what do I really want right now in my life? What am I passionate about? While I have the businesses, I didn't feel like I was tapping into every part of me.
Wow.
And I think that was draining and sucking the life out of me, because it is all about, like, honestly, you should be doing what you love. 100%. And I'm so passionate about that. And it might not be, you don't have to do it for work, but you should be tapping into that bit that you love. And then that is making me more interested back in work. So I've changed a lot of the things I've done. And when I realized that actually I love acting, then I started to go to acting classes. I've been doing that for a couple of years.
I did not know that about you.
Surprise.
That's dope.
And so and that you can see has reflected probably in my stuff in the last couple of years because I'm modeling for my label. And
I've been seeing this. I'm like, go you. That's awesome. Yeah, so good on you.
Like more confident, and like I started the YouTube channel last year. So it's all like stem from one thing to the other about like being more comfortable speaking in front of the camera, being more comfortable with myself, and like, that thing. So, that's what I would do.
Fuck, that's so nice.
Yeah.
What's the earliest start you've ever done for
11 p.m.
11 p.m.
I would imagine.
And what was that for, like a 5 a.m. wedding or something? Or?
No, it was like, okay, so we've had two. So one was a 3 a.m. wedding.
Oh,
why?
What?
So this is very common overseas, but I've never ever heard that here.
Well, this one was overseas, or
no, it was here.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
3 a.m. they had to leave home.
Like
Hindu wedding must be.
Hold on, 3 a.m. they had to leave home. Or?
No, like I think it was like a 3:30 a.m.
This is you talked about this auspicious timing.
I've never done a 3:30 a.m.
That's
because
fucked.
usually the priest will give another time as well.
Yeah.
But in India,
but your priest had like another wedding to go after. 100%.
No, I think maybe
priest is just like milking it in. I don't make the most amount of money for this.
I think the family was very traditional, and they chose the most auspicious time.
You wanted the best auspicious time possible.
3 a.m. for the wedding.
Fuck.
God damn.
I would not. Actually, I probably
3:30 a.m.
As in, I'd rock up, but I'd be not happy about it. But the client would never know. I'd just be like, oh my God, I love waking up at 3 a.m. What do you mean?
That's normal for us, right? But not for you guys.
Yeah.
So we started at 11 p.m. for that. And then another one we've had to get like 10 people ready or something. By
my
7
goodness.
a.m. or 8 a.m. or something.
Oh my goodness.
And we had to start.
Following on from that, what are some of the unassociated or like associated or unassociated costs of doing makeup? For example, if let's say I want to become a makeup artist right now, how much money would I have to invest into the gear of brushes and everything, right? Yeah.
NC
45. What's a rough figure you reckon?
Don't buy it.
So what's a rough figure you reckon that you need to spend on if you had, like, let's say you're not a makeup artist and you had starting again today.
So what would you tell 20?
Let's say, okay, all your makeup gear got stolen.
Oh fuck.
Touch wood doesn't happen. And you had to start again. How much money are you investing?
Like thousands, like 2,000 to 4,000 in just saying like a kit. But you could build it up, like if you were just starting, like build up what you need. Don't get all the shades range.
Get the bare minimums,
get like
the main ones.
Yeah, like get like a really light one, really deep shade, and then like a couple in between, and then you can mix.
Yeah, proper.
How many shades do you have? Do you have like shit?
No, I do that, but then we have a range of foundation brands.
But don't. I'm pretty sure makeup artists tell brides to bring their foundation. No, is that
no?
Oh,
we don't use theirs. We'll tell them to bring it if they want to.
If there's something
if
they like.
Have sensitive skin, or if they're particularly attached to one, and then we'll talk them through. If that's not going to match their skin, we'll talk it through.
Okay.
But easily like 4 or 5K, you reckon, just to like start.
Yeah, I think so. Proper. But no, that's to match our kits now. But you wouldn't have had to, like, if you were starting out, just start small, build up over time as you get more clients. From a business point of view, I've never had to like invest in stock to buy. Like even for our fashion, it's been like custom ordered. So I would do the same thing. Like don't be at a loss. Like buy what you need to, and then as you get clients and you earn more money, use that to put more money.
So basically, don't do what I did.
No, don't be a truthier like you and spend 12 grand. Mine was 8.
Yeah.
I can't talk. Yeah. But yours was on a fucking credit card.
We talked about this recently.
Literally in our last 2 episodes.
I don't know if this episode's already out or
not yet. Yeah. But mine have spent.
The way I started, I was doing like 21st, whatever before. I put out, I think I did one event with like a cheap camera. It was like an APS-C sensor, whatever, like camera, right? And then after I did the one event, I'm like, fuck, I gotta go all in. And at that time, I just got my first credit card, right? Because I was like out of my like early 20s, like first job. I got 2 5D Mark IIIs, 2 lenses, like 85-35 L series, right? 2 flashes, 12 grand, just and
why did you get 2?
Because he's a fucking idiot.
Listen, because I always looked on YouTube and they're like, you have to have a backup body if your
so if YouTube told you to go jump off a bridge, you go do that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Anyway, so I had like I went in for 2 camera bodies, 2 lenses, 2 flashes to start doing 21st birthday parties, right? And this was like, and this all ended up being like around 12 grand. And to make it worse, I didn't even have a single thing lined up. I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna go all in.
What a great business.
High roller.
Yeah, I was
High
like,
roller.
don't do that shit.
I mean, if you have the money.
No, he didn't have the money. You don't understand. He didn't. And if he couldn't repay it, he was fucked. But, you couldn't.
I did have a job at that time where I was like, worst case scenario, if this doesn't go ahead, I'll just pay my credit card off in like half a year or something.
You could always sell that.
Yeah.
I think sell makeup.
Oh, true.
Oh, yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's a bit weird, eh?
Unless it's touched by the gods, then you get
I'd buy that
then you get more price.
Yeah. It increases in
value.
The takeaway from that point, just to be specific, is I've always associated, if you want to start something, I'm not saying that there's a right age to start, but the episode that we released, we talked about context. The context that you and I were in our early 20s. Even for yourself, early 20s, right, where you started a business, you have a high risk appetite at your 20s. I can imagine contextually if you are married, if you're maybe in your 40s, if maybe you come from a complete different background, these things are challenges which you might need to consider and to factor into, hey, like I'm about to make this big change here. Is it going to be easier or harder? And I think that only you will know. But you have a high risk appetite at 20 to be like, if I make a mistake, fuck it, I'll figure it all out.
I can earn it back.
Exactly. And you live with your folks and all of that.
You have nothing to care about.
No mortgage, nothing to worry about.
You can't do that shit now. Like you have like when you have a kid and stuff, especially like it's so hard to take risks as well, because then you're thinking about them as well. Like every risk you take affects them, right?
Yes. Yeah.
The one thing that I really want to know. So Manav and I have our little list of things that we dislike within our field.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, it's like admin. We both hate admin. It's boring. Usually I'll put on Netflix or some shit. Or I'll call this guy and bitch about it. There's got to be something that you particularly dislike
about being a makeup artist,
being a hair and
about being a designer.
Or a fashion designer.
What are those small nitty gritty things?
I feel like admin is such a big thing.
No one likes. If you like admin, check yourself.
If you like admin, then you should probably be admin full time.
Sam does the admin. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. We love you, Sam.
She does the admin for Gather Stitch Beauty. What else do I not like about it? Cold mornings.
Oh yeah, I can see how that's a problem.
Yeah, and then for the fashion stuff, I think I don't like. Sometimes I like the sewing part, sometimes I don't. It's a love-hate relationship. And so trying to I think working out what you don't like and trying to outsource that is like your best bet.
That I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
To get over that hurdle.
Yeah. That for us is like editing sometimes. Yes. Sometimes we might like it, sometimes we might hate it.
Editing.
I just got to put on something and just go for it.
I'll call someone usually when I'm editing photos. Be like, hi, talk to me about your thoughts and feelings.
I have a lot of conversations with photographers whilst editing. I'm a friend, you can call me.
But she's like an actual therapist. Like,
hey, I want to be vulnerable to you one day and just call you and be like,
talk about the energy.
Yeah. Fuck you, you're not part of this conversation. But I could call you and be like, hey, I'm editing, I feel sad, so I want to talk to you whilst I'm looking at other people's happy moments. Fuck, that's vulnerable. We'll do that one day.
Sure.
We'll do like an editing sesh.
Yeah.
Do you have an editing sesh? Do you do any editing?
I do. For my own stuff and also like other clients or something. But no, I edited my own photos the other day and I was like, good God, this is taking forever.
Nah, they were dope. They were dope though. They were dope though. I saw this like, fuck, what a legend. God, touch feet. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, that's really good.
Like, what are you talking about?
Just staring at the abyss.
Yeah. No, I think that was an important question because I think there are parts of everything. Yeah. No job is perfect, right?
No.
Forget being hair and makeup, photo, video, doesn't really matter. Like every job has something that people just dislike, and it's very normal.
Yeah.
You can't always win it all, but I'm curious to know what people's take is on that because some people love certain things about their business that other people actually hate.
Yes. I think you just have to, when you're doing things you like, the other stuff seem minimal. And then you've got to like replenish yourself and do stuff you like, so then you feel better about doing the stuff you don't like.
Yeah.
If you're always doing the stuff you don't like editing, you drive yourself crazy.
Yeah, I've read a book recently called Feel Good Productivity. It's about learning how to have fun whilst being productive.
Yeah.
And some of these things can be the most boring, mundane tasks, right? But there are things that you just have to do that enable that process to be more fun so you can fall in love with it somehow.
Yeah.
And obviously, it'll always be somewhat like, mundane and monotonous, but it's still those moments where you're like, maybe I can have a phone call. Maybe I can fucking go to a cafe, which I do a lot of. I go to the local cafe and work there. Maybe I can just do a work with day with this guy or with somebody of my mates or whatnot. And it passes time a little bit more enjoyably. Yeah. This was a very informative episode. In fact, fun fact, this is the longest episode we've ever.
I was like, I was yawning.
He does it to me all the time. He actually does it to me. You always yawn to me.
I liked it.
Thanks for having me.
No,
guys.
good.
Thanks
where can people find you? Do your little
on Instagram.
Do your little shameless plug. What's your handle?
Okay, so my personal handle is at Helani Sarath-kumara, Helani. And then Gather Stitch Couture, Gather Stitch Beauty. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure, I can guarantee you, like 100% of the people that listen to this already, they already know who she is.
Yeah. Guaranteed. Yeah. Guaranteed.
Thanks,
we need more followers. That's why we're putting
That's why I'm here.
like the 10 people, including my mum, that listens to this.
I'm following you guys.
Thanks.
I comment here and there.
Yeah, you do, which we appreciate.
I saw your comment yesterday. Genius.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, by the way. Yeah.
You're welcome.
He always gives me shit for stuff,
Yeah.
so I'm glad that you support me.
Yeah.
If you guys enjoyed this video, then you already know what to do. Just there's a little button. It's not much. I don't ask for much in life. I don't. I'm a really simpleton. I just press the like button, caress it a little bit, I rub it a tiny bit, subscribe. Subscribe and turn the bell icon on. We never say that one. And if you're listening to this via Spotify or via iTunes, hey, what do you use out of curiosity? Just market research.
Spotify.
Yeah, okay. So it is Spotify. Yeah, we were right.
This month is 50-50 right now. I was looking at stats. Last month we had Spotify was like more like 70%.
Yeah, dope.
This month is more like 50% Apple Podcasts.
Who are you asking per month?
No, we get stats.
He asked the podcast gods.
We get stats for all the podcasts. Yeah.
I'm like, you said I was the first one. No, who are you asking?
No, this is like the stats for people that listen to us.
Where are all the information? Manav's he's into the stats and numbers.
So last year, majority of the people will listen to us on last month. Majority of the people will listen to us on Spotify. Yeah. This month it's like Apple Podcasts and Spotify is like head on pretty much. So.
Where I was going was rate us 5 stars. If that would be nice. That would be really, really nice.
You can rate people?
I rate people.
Hotornot.com. Yes, you can rate people.
Get on there.
Yeah, we can definitely rate people, which is great. Rate us 5 stars. If you guys thought this episode was 5-star worthy, it definitely is, but just do it anyways.
Because I'm on it.
And now we've got to get Sam on to like
balance it.
Rebut me.
Yeah. No, but I it's good because
who's more politically correct, you or Sam?
I reckon.
Oh, definitely I'm more politically correct.
Yeah, we need Sam.
Yeah,
we need
to get Sam on.
Just
come and just
talk.
Fucking ruthless.
And Sumudu are even more politically correct.
Oh, okay. We don't want to. We just want someone who's just fucking let's go.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
When Manav and I started this, we had a conversation genuinely about how do we want to talk about this, and we were like, look, let's go halfway. Halfway being we'll just be honest, but we won't name drop anything.
Yeah.
And we'll only share it from a perspective that emphasizes the point that we're trying to make. We're not going to shit talk, be like, fuck this person. No, we wouldn't do that. Sometimes, but
sure you've done that.
Maybe. Yeah. But it just only about 50 times. But I would not name drop. But it's just to emphasize the point of the topic that we're talking about. Red flag clients, things that we love or hate about Indian weddings. Yeah, it's a whole mix of things.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Anyways, you were doing outro and you started talking again.
Sorry.
So
I always do this.
Yeah.
I always do this. All right. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good shit. Rate us 5 stars. And we'll see you guys in the next week episode. And then Manav says peace.
Peace.
Nice. Do I have to say peace?
It would be nice.
Oh, is that why you looked at me? Okay. Yeah. Right now?
Peace.
No, you got deeper register.
Peace.
Peace.
What?
Peace.
Peace.
Oh, that was a good one. All right, this is too long now.